Hi, I'm Matt Harrelson for What Day Is It? And this just in. North Carolina ABC stores, including those here in Richmond County, are shutting down today due to the coronavirus, according to Governor Roy Cooper. So if you haven't gotten your liquor yet, it's too late. Just kidding. April Fools. And that's right, it's April 1st, which means it's April Fool's Day. The one day of the year when it's actually appropriate to prank your friends and family. Just a couple of times that I at least verbally pranked anyone on this day was when I told my parents that I had seriously injured my younger brother Ethan via a pencil to the point where he needed to go to the hospital. And the time I told my parents that I had knocked up my then girlfriend. Long time ago. Now, though, they'd just be happy to have another grandchild. Not the best pranks ever pulled, but you work with what you have. On April 1st, all the way back in the year 1700, English pranksters began popularizing the annual tradition of April Fool's Day by playing practical jokes on each other. Although the day, also called All Fool's Day, has been celebrated for several centuries by different cultures, its exact origins remain a mystery. Some historians speculate that April Fool's Day dates back to 1582, when France switched from the Julian calendar to the Gregorian calendar, as called for by the Council of Trent in 1563. People who were slow to get the news or failed to recognize that the start of the new year had moved to January 1st and continued to celebrate it during the last week of March through April 1st became the butt of jokes and hoaxes. These pranks included having paper fish placed on their backs and being referred to as Poisson d'Avril, which stands for April fish, said to symbolize a young, easily hooked fish and a gullible person. April Fool's Day then spread throughout Britain during the 18th century. In Scotland, the tradition became a 2-day event, starting with hunting the gawk, in which people were sent on phony errands. Gawk is a word for cuckoo bird, a symbol for a fool, and followed by Tally Day, which involved pranks played on people's derrieres, such as pinning fake tails or kick me signs on them, an old classic. In a world turned upside down by the global coronavirus pandemic, it's difficult enough to know what to believe these days. But there's still a need for some harmless fun that can bring a smile to kids, parents, partners, and friends alike. Today, the internet is pleading with brands not to pull their regular pranks, and Google has even canceled its annual April Fool's hoax, or so they say. Now, there are ways to still lightly celebrate the day remotely, though, that can prove to be an excuse to connect with a family member or friend while social distancing at home. Just don't pretend to have the coronavirus. So here's what you can do. Swap out family photos. Mom, why did you frame that random photo of Steve Buscemi? For those quarantining with others, putting a strange new image in front of a familiar photo is an easy way to get a double take, even for people who maybe haven't left the house in weeks. You can also pretend to be typing forever. With everybody glued to their phones right now, the 3 dots, which signal that someone is responding to your text, carries great weight. What are they going to say? Will they ever press send? Why does it feel like they've been typing for an eternity? Maybe it's because they aren't actually typing, but just sent you a GIF of the 3 dots. You can also subscribe a pal to a hilarious mailing list. Here's a harmless way to brighten someone's inbox at the expense of a little confusion. The internet has seemingly endless free email newsletters to sign up for, including a great assortment of ones on raising chickens, community chickens, and chicken secrets. Perfect for causing mild bewilderment in that friend who has zero poultry-related interests. And finally, flatulence. Is there more perennial hoax than the fart? For those who have a whoopee cushion or are skilled at the hand in the armpit trick, this one is easy to do the good old-fashioned way. For everybody else, there's a farting app. Also celebrating today is National Walking Day. The first Wednesday in April is National Walking Day, and it encourages Americans of all ages to get out, stretch their legs, and get their hearts pumping. The American Heart Association sponsors this day to remind people about the health benefits of taking a walk. Take 30 minutes out of your day to go for a walk. Find a trail near you or walk around your neighborhood. You can also visit a local park while you still can, or walk on your treadmill. Take your canine pals with you too. They need the cardiovascular workout too. The AHA launched National Walking Day in 2007 as part of its efforts to promote healthy living. For more information, you can visit www.heart.org. And finally, it's also International Fun at Work Day. This is a good day to have fun at work because work should be fun, and April Fool's Day is a very good chance to celebrate it. Originally called National Fun at Work Day, International Fun at Work Day began in 1996 by the folks at Playfair in an effort to create a, quote, joyous and playful yet absolutely serious effort to increase awareness of the importance of bringing a playful attitude to work. If you've ever felt like you work like a dog, you're not alone. Whether you love your job or not so much, many of us are overworked, underpaid, and overstressed. But when you think about it, most dogs enjoy life, whether they're working dogs, service dogs, or beloved family pets. Everything is a new adventure no matter what they're doing. If humans embrace life like most dogs do, perhaps our lives could change. Life may not be so rough with a little attitude adjustment. At the end of the day, we could even have a happy tale to tell. Who knows? All right, enough dog humor. But why not take a cue from our canine companions and really enjoy life regardless of the circumstances? International Fun at Work Day reminds us all to live a little and laugh a lot. If you're an American who has been deemed essential and still get to go to work, here's how you can celebrate. Host a boss lookalike contest. Organize a chili cook-off. Go office to office singing random songs. Create a healthy potluck with a variety of fruits and veggies. Set up a cornhole game in the break room or in any appropriate space. All right, lots of things happen every day in the world, and here is what happened on this day in history, April 1st. Back in 1778, Oliver Pollock creates the dollar sign. That worked out pretty well. In 1905, Berlin and Paris are linked by telephone. And now, once again, look what all we can do with our phones. In 1918, England's Royal Air Force is formed. A few years later, in 1929, a great invention, the yo-yo, is introduced in the United States by Louis Marx. In 1945, on the precipice of war, U.S. forces launch of an invasion of Okinawa. In 1954, the U.S. Air Force Academy is founded in Colorado, and I believe more specifically, Colorado Springs, where it currently sits today. In 1982, the United States transfers control of the Panama Canal Zone to Panama. I think they deserve it. And finally, were you born on April 1st? If you were, happy birthday, and here is who you share that birthday with. In 1961, Susan Boyle was born, Scottish singer who rose to fame after appearing as a contestant on the third series of Britain's Got Talent, singing I Dreamed a Dream from Les Miserables. You've probably seen that one on YouTube, or at least somewhere online. It definitely went viral. In 1977, Michael Fassbender was born, Irish-German actor. His feature film debut was in the fantasy war epic 300 as a Spartan warrior. His earlier roles included various stage productions as well as starring roles on television, such as in the HBO miniseries Band of Brothers and the Sky One fantasy drama Hex. And finally, in 1980, Randall Keith Orton, RKO, otherwise known as Randy Orton, a professional wrestler and sometimes actor, was born. He's currently signed to WWE and is a third-generation wrestler. He's also getting ready to fight Edge, believe it or not. Edge is back at WrestleMania this weekend. So let's end today's show like we end every other show with the thought of the day for April 1st. Quote, I always expect everything I do to change the world, not just because there's something special about me, but because everything in the world was changed by one person, if you think about it. You'd be hard-pressed to think of an example of anything that didn't start with one person. Scott Adams. So from the smallest movements to the biggest, they all started with one person. Never be afraid to stand up for what you believe in, because you could be the catalyst for something bigger than just yourself. So comment below with your best April Fool's pranks and stories, or how you have fun at work, even during the pandemic. What day is it? It's April Fool's Day, which means it's April 1st. Thanks for watching, guys. Have a great day. We'll see you tomorrow.